Please do not leave me alone.
Thomas sat on the old park bench watching the autumn leaves fall like memories drifting to the ground. His silver hair caught the golden afternoon light as he turned a small object over in his weathered hands. A simple silver ring. 30 years had passed since he last saw Eleanor. 30 years since the day she walked away from their engagement saying she needed to find herself before she could promise forever to anyone else. He understood then, even though it broke him. Sometimes love means letting go even when every part of you wants to hold on. The park had changed over the decades, but this bench remained. Their bench, where they used to share lunch breaks and dream about a future that never came to be. Thomas came here every year on this day, the anniversary of the day they met. He never knew why he kept the ritual. Maybe it was hope. Maybe it was just the comfort of remembering when life felt full of endless possibilities. The sound of footsteps on the leaf-covered path made him look up. A woman in a red coat was walking toward him. Something about the way she moved made his heart skip. Then she stopped right in front of the bench. Her brown hair framed a face that time had refined rather than diminished. Those eyes. He would know those eyes anywhere. Eleanor. She looked at him with a mixture of surprise and something else he could not quite name. Then her gaze dropped to his hands. To the ring he was still holding. Her voice was softer than he remembered, but unmistakably hers. You still keep our ring. Thomas felt his throat tighten. He nodded slowly, unable to find words. Eleanor sat down beside him, leaving a respectful distance between them. The silence stretched, but it was not uncomfortable. It was a silence of two people who once knew each other, so well that words were not always necessary. I come here sometimes too, she finally said. Her voice carried the weight of years and experiences he knew nothing about. I never thought I would actually see you here. Thomas found his voice, though it came out rougher than intended. I come every year. On this day. She turned to look at him fully now, and he saw tears gathering in her eyes. Our anniversary. He smiled sadly. You remembered. How could I forget? Eleanor reached into her purse and pulled out a small velvet pouch. Thomas watched as she opened it and removed a matching silver ring, the one he had given her all those years ago. I never sold it, she whispered. I tried once. Walked into 3 different jewelry stores over the years, but I could never go through with it. They sat together as the sun began to set, painting the sky in shades of amber and rose. Thomas learned that Eleanor had traveled the world like she always wanted. She had built a career in photography, capturing moments of beauty in forgotten corners of the earth. She had loved and lost and learned, but she never married. And you, Eleanor asked gently, did you find happiness? Thomas thought about his life, the business he built, the nieces and nephews he helped raise, the quiet satisfaction of a life lived with purpose, if not passion. I found contentment, he said honestly, but I never stopped wondering what if. Eleanor reached over and placed her hand on his. Her touch was familiar yet new, warmth spreading through him like sunrise. I was scared, she said. Scared that if I married you, then I would wake up at 50 wondering who I was beyond being someone's wife. So I ran. And now Thomas asked, though he was almost afraid to hear the answer. Now I am 62 years old. I have seen the world and done things I only dreamed of. But I wake up every morning in an empty apartment and wonder if I made the biggest mistake of my life. She turned his hand over, so the ring rested in his palm. Then she placed her ring next to it. 2 circles that once promised forever. I do not expect anything from you, Thomas. I have no right to. But I needed you to know that you were not just a chapter 1 left behind. You were the love I measured everything else against. And nothing ever compared. Thomas looked at the 2 rings sitting side by side. He thought about all the years that had passed, all the moments they had missed, But he also thought about the fact that they were both here now, still alive, still capable of feeling, still drawn to the same bench in the same park on the same day. Eleanor, he said slowly, we are not the same people we were 30 years ago. No, she agreed. We are better. We know ourselves now. We know what matters. He picked up both rings and held them up to the fading light. Do you believe in second chances? I did not used to, Eleanor said. But sitting here with you, I am starting to think that maybe some stories do not end. Maybe they just pause until both people are ready to turn the page together. Thomas smiled then, a real smile that reached his eyes for the first time in longer than he could remember. Then maybe we should stop living in the past and see if we can build a future, the one we were always meant to have. Just 30 years late. Eleanor laughed, a sound like music he had forgotten he loved. Better late than never. As darkness settled over the park, they sat close together. Two people who had lived full lives apart now considering the possibility of living whatever time remained together. The ring still rested in Thomas's palm. Symbols not of what was lost, but of what endured. Love patient enough to wait. Love strong enough to survive decades apart. Love wise enough to know that the right time is when never two hearts finally align. They had been young and unready before. But now, with silver in their hair and wisdom in their souls, they were finally prepared for the promise those rings represented. Forever might be shorter now, but it would be real. If you enjoyed the story of second chances and enduring love, please hit the like button. Share it with someone who believes that it is never too late for love. Subscribe for more heartwarming stories. And comment below about a time when life gave you an unexpected second chance. Your story might inspire someone who needs hope today.